come to WASI, the schools, just like the political parties, no parliamentary candidates can go to the EC and say that they are coming to register. The political parties sponsor the candidate so that the EC can register them. It's the same system with WAEC, where the respective schools sponsor the candidate to be able to write. There are several instances, particularly I know a school, maybe I can give you off radio, I think 2 years ago, where they cancelled a subject paper for the entire school. Most students had their subject paper cancelled. They go to the school, it's as if the headmasters are disinterested. The follower parents travel, come to the school, there's back and forth, and it's like they are left to their fate. And they cannot directly deal with WAEC. How does CHASS come in when it comes to some of these things?
You mean when a paper is cancelled?
Yes. So what I'm saying is that I Genus 82 went to OWAS, right? OWAS sponsors me to write with WAEC because I independently didn't register with WAEC. There's a subject paper that has been cancelled. The school seems disinterested. They go there, there's no proper feedback. It takes almost a year, and they've not heard anything from the school. They've not heard anything from WAEC because the argument of WAEC is that they deal with schools, not the individual, because the school sponsor the student to register with WAEC. This issue is recurring. There are a lot of complaints we receive almost every year when WASI results are in and it's time for admission into the university because they cannot go to the university, they can't apply, they don't have their full complement of their results and all that. How does CHASS, as the mother body for head teachers, come in?
Brother, when students are in the examination room writing exams, and one of them or two do something and the matter is now taken up by WAEC, all that the headmaster, headmistress has to do is to cooperate with WAEC. All right. At that time, everything is in the hands of WAEC, and they have to also do the needful by being fair to everybody. You are saying that the schools sponsor the students to write WAEC. We present our students to WAEC. Then how does that also sound when the student does something and the student is about to be dismissed from the school, and then they say that, at that moment the student has registered, so he has a contract with WAEC, and that the school cannot do anything to the student. So for me, it's a kind of a win-win situation. We have to come in to help our students. At that time, the student is a past student; he's gone. So we go in. Because of the name of the school in there, you have to go in to make sure that things are done right. But if the student really did something wrong, the school cannot defend such a student who maybe sent in as maybe a foreign material and was caught, or a student used mobile phone to answer questions and then he or she was caught. What can you do? There's nothing you can do.
Father. So my question is that, if I say sponsor, maybe that's not the right nomenclature. But what I'm saying is that WAEC do not know the individuals. They know the schools based on the students you submitted to the schools, right? Because even in the registration, it's the school that does the registration on behalf of the student. Now, imagine a case where a parent has submitted the student to you, and when you read the law, last week we indicated that there's a locus parentis, where when the student is in your custody, you act as the parent for that student. The student writes exam. There are infractions, whatever has happened. The parent was not there, but the parent is waiting for results to be able to take the student further. There's no results. He cannot go to WAEC independently. He comes to the school. There seems to be some laxity on the part of the school to give updates and all that. Don't you think that going forward, child should be able to have a certain complaint system where every parent, there's a certain contact where you update on some of these matters? Because some parents come to Love FM, they've gone to the various schools several times, they are not able to get any feedback from them. After 1 year, they are forced to take their kids to go and pay extra classes, go to remedials and all that, whilst the school, which is supposed to check all the, because if a school student, for example, is copying in an exam, it's the responsibility of the invigilators and the school to check these things. So don't you think the school also has a responsibility when it comes to that angle?
If you listen to me very well, I didn't say the school doesn't have any responsibility. I am not saying that. I am saying that when it happens that with the school, the head and the management of the school has to cooperate with WAEC to ensure that whatever is going on will be settled amicably. All right? Because the headmaster at that point cannot force WAEC to bring anything out. Because, for example, my examination is withheld. maybe my math is withheld, and I have been written to, and I've been called. Don't say that the heads don't go. They go. They follow. No headmaster or headmistress will sit down and be happy and say, my paper is cancelled and that I'm happy. No, it's not like that. So those who come to you and report and then say that the head is adamant and the head is not maybe showing any concern, I don't think that should be the case. If a head is doing that, then I'll be surprised, because no headmistress or headmaster will sit and then be happy and say that my results are cancelled and I'm happy. No. Yes, that you really see what they do and the communication that goes on between WAEC and the headmaster. So if you go to school, you don't meet the headmaster. That doesn't mean that the head is doing nothing. But WAEC will write to the school, and then the school know exactly what to do. Okay, but
so Father, what would be your advice to parents who may find themselves in such situation?
Now you may have to at times WAEC will call that brings such and such a student. He will call you and then represent. You go, and when everything is put before you, realize that your student is at fault. At that point, what can you do? WAEC has to take the decision. All right, so it's not about the headmaster being so happy. Now you are saying at times you people quote the law when it suits you, and then when it doesn't suit you, don't even talk about it. We say the school is acting in loco parentis. You see, yes, we do. By times when we act in loco parentis, they'll still come and report us, and we always insult it. You understand? So when it suits you, you quote. Yes, we act in loco parentis. We are the parents of the students in the school. All right? So we may always have to give that kind of respect to the heads. At times, I get the impression that some parents feel that the school management teachers, we hate the students so much that we put them in a concentration camp and we don't like them. We love them so much. So if something happens, they should also calm down and come to us, and then we settle the matter. At times, the way some of them will come to you, you don't even have what it takes to even face them. All right? You have to go to them and lock yourself up, and at times cry and sob yourself over. You understand what I'm saying? So when you go to the schools and attack a head is also another problem. All right? So we also human beings. We need to respect it. So please, it's about when something happens like that, the school and the parents should also come together and then see the way forward. You don't come and blame the school like I see.
Okay, Father. So Father, due to time, let me ask this one: is NSMQ happening this year?
I am not done. Hold on. You don't behave as if the school intentionally made the students' results withheld by WAEC. Okay, so you have to come with, support the school to see the way forward and see how best we can retrieve the results of our students. It's not about fight. It's not about anger or acrimony or animosity. No.
But if I may, Reverend Father, I think what Eugene was trying to put across is this: there are situations where people have called us on a show like this and saying when they go to the schools direct them to go to WAEC. So as a father or a mother, you take your child to WAEC. Meanwhile, that contract that was agreed upon where the student or the candidate was writing.
Hello, David, you went off. I can't hear you.
What I'm trying to say is sometimes some of the parents will go to the school and the school don't give them information as to what is happening at WAEC's end. They go to WAEC. WAEC does not want to really engage with them because the contract was between WAEC and the school. So what I'm trying to say is, can't we find ways and means where heads of schools can be forthcoming with information on behalf of the student from WAEC, such that the students or the candidate and the parents don't seem to be found wanting or confused as what is really happening?
My brother, the contract between the students and the WAEC and the school is presenting the students for the examination.
To WAEC does not respond to the student. WAEC says go to your school, and the school is not having information to share with the candidate.
So if the student doesn't have information, then that court don't have it. You can't give what you don't have. If the school doesn't have the information from WAEC, how can the school give information to the parents?
School does not seem to be interested or pushing hard enough to get information from WAEC for the candidate.
That one, David, I don't know about that. But
as somebody who parents have raised concerns with on this very same show.
If that happens, okay, that happens, then I must also advise my people to also, once papers are cancelled, it is not easy at all for the school and parents. That is why I advise that the school and the parents should come together and see how best they can resolve the matter. Okay? It's not about the school rising up against the parents and the parents who come into the school to insult everybody. It happens. Let's also talk about that. If you can go and insult a head, and how do you expect the head to also cooperate with you? So my point is that we cannot give the information we don't have. We always look up to WAEC to complete their investigations and report to us so that we can also report to parents when they come asking for information.
No, so Father, I think that there's a break in communication, because the last time we spoke to the WAEC controller for Kumasi who came and said that when students come, they can't tell them anything. They can only communicate to the schools. So I believe that maybe Charles should sit to WAEC, then maybe there's a proper window.
My brother, I'm also telling you that we also communicate what we have.
Yes, sir.
Communicate what we have.
Yeah.
So if you come and WAEC has not communicated to me yet, and you want me to by all means give you something, that is impossible.
Okay, so sir, is NSMQ happening this year?
Yes.
Some when your video went viral with